everyone, and welcome back to our third big question. So we're here again in Wythenshawe with Father Owen. Thank you so much for having us. And as you can see, we are sat far apart. You can probably see the yellow tape on the floor here in the church, and that's because we're filming this in the middle of a global pandemic. And sometimes in these sorts of situations, it can be difficult to see where God is in the midst of it, and especially when lots of things come our way at once. And so the question I want to ask you today is, why do bad things happen?
Right, okay. Well, first of all, what we have to try and remember is that, it is through the bad things that actually the good things can actually be highlighted. St. Thomas Aquinas told us that in one of his summas. And what we look at is we tend, as humans, to look at all the bad. So, for example, we tend to go calorie counting, or we tend to count how many steps we've not done in a day. But that is an inverse to what we should be doing. We should be counting our blessings. We should be looking at how can we bring the love of God to those around us who need it the most. So while there is what we generally call evil and suffering and pain, these are not something that has been created by God. They're not something that we go out looking for. They're all around us. We're blind if we don't see them, really. So what we're called to do then, as saints to be, is to go out and be saints for this time. So go out and put your faith in action. Help alleviate the pain and the suffering that someone has. Maybe when we're allowed to do it, when the pandemic is over, start visiting people, become a volunteer in the hospital, work in a food bank, work in a food kitchen, even if you're allowed and you're of the right age, of course, to do it. I mean, one of the issues that we have, and this is a really big question, by the way, that you've asked, is that we refer to it as the problem of evil and suffering. That's wrong. That's wrong thinking, because it's not a problem. Problems can be solved. Problems have a conclusion. Evil and suffering doesn't. So what I like to think of it as is what the late Cardinal Archbishop of Westminster once referred to it as the mystery of love. There's a lacking in love in the world. Let's fill that lacking. Let's fill this world with the love of God and show that actually even this pain, this suffering, this evil, even it will pass. And we will still be standing. We'll still be stronger. We'll still be living our faith because we have put our faith in action, which is what our Lord calls us to do. So that's a semi-short answer for what is a massive question.
And that's a really good message for the time that we're living in as well, that even though it feels as though there might be lots of bad things happening around us, we can still put our faith and our trust in Jesus and be witnesses to him.
Indeed. And it was Cardinal Basil Hume, actually, who wrote that book, Mystery of Love. If anyone wants to go and get it, it's very good to read.
That's great. Thank you very much, Father Owen.
You're welcome.